Well, I'd like to say hi to everybody. It's been a long time since we've been together. There's been a lot of things going on with the social distancing and the restrictions that we've been under.
Turn the volume down. There's going to be a delay.
I want to thank everybody for their patience and understanding with the cancellations of meetings and rides, and it's been a very trying time for all of us. Trying to make sure that, you know, we keep everybody safe and just waiting till we could get out and do a ride. Fortunately, the time has come. We are going to do the Kanab ride this weekend, and we have some. I have really two really great rides planned down there. The Barracks Trail is one of the funnest rides that you'll do down there. You go down, you crisscross the East Fork of the Virgin River about 20 times. We've seen there's some really nice sights along there. We might see some bighorn sheep in that area. We'll make a stop at what's called the Belly of the Dragon. That'll be a first for me. So there are a couple. We'll be doing that. You might want to bring a flashlight with you, because when you go in this cave, it gets a little dark, and there's, what I understand, there's a lot of rocks and stuff on the ground there. So bring a flashlight with you if you plan on going in there. But it is, I've seen the pictures of it. It is pretty cool looking. Then on that, we'll do that ride on Friday. On Saturday, we're going to do the what's known as the mail drop loop. We'll also go over and check out the dinosaur tracks over by the sand dunes there. There's a site there that I'm going to take everybody to. It's called the Warriors Walk. It's very, very interesting to see this. Nobody can really explain it. We don't know if this was done by the Anasazi Indians back in the day, but it is pretty cool. From there we'll go on down to the mail drop, and that's where they used to run the Pony Express would run the mail through, but to go around the cliffs there by Zion's and that would take an extra day or better to get around. So they come to this cliff. It's about a 300-foot drop, and they would lower the mail down on a rope, and the people would come in from St. George and Hurricane and meet them there and take it from there and take it the rest of the way in. So it's some pretty cool history. There is a little bit of a walk involved with that, because you can't drive right to the mail drop, but it's pretty easy walk. It's about a half a mile each direction, but it's well worth the walk to go see it. And that one evening after the ride's over and that, you know, those that want, we're going to drive down to some caves down there that are along Highway 89 called the Moki Caves. There's actually a commercial one there that's not too interesting, but there's some other ones there that are right by it that we'll go into. Again, bring a flashlight with you, because certain parts will get a little dark in there. So if you plan on attending that. Saturday night, after the ride, we will be doing the barbecue. Bring chairs with you so we can spread out. We're not, you know, we can keep the 6-foot social distancing rules in effect. We'll probably do some things a little bit differently with the serving of the food. We'll have food handlers' gloves and people dishing out the food rather than serving yourself. We'll have masks there for the people serving and cooking and such, so you know we stay in compliance with the social distancing rules and stuff that we're all under. It's been, I'm here with just the board members this evening because we couldn't have more than 20 people here as per the current state guidelines, and we couldn't put Randy in a situation here at Edge where we had 50 people show up. It would look bad on them, and it would look bad on us. So we're doing what we can to get through these times and still try to keep everybody informed. It's been trying for us. We've had had to do board meetings by teleconference, but we'll get through it. Since we've last met, the board, we come up with some new bylaws, and the board approved the bylaws and that, and they are posted on the Facebook page and on the website, so they are in both places. They're not a big deal. They're not huge changes from what they used to be, but you should read the bylaws and become familiar with them. That will help everybody to, you know, there's no confusion if, you know, anything should happen. We have, with the new bylaws, and now that the new bylaws have been approved, we do have a radio program. We have so many channels that we have available that we're going to start programming people's radios. This is kind of frustrating that we can't be together right now, because we would start doing them tonight. A lot of people are asking, you know, about how to get their radios programmed before the ride, and it's not really necessary to do that. For those that have the Bofang radios, when you turn them on, if you're in channel mode, all you have to do, first off, make sure you're unlocked.
Lock. Unlock.
You hit there's two buttons. There's the AB channels and the red one at the top.
Frequency mode.
Switch it to frequency mode, and from there you can enter in, on the keypad, you can enter in the frequency number that you need, and then at that point just lock it.
Lock.
And then we will have a list of the frequencies there at the ride, so you can manually enter in the frequencies until we can get everybody, we can get together and find a way to start getting people's radios programmed back to them.
I have a bunch of copies of the frequencies.
Okay. Laura has a bunch of copies of the frequencies that we'll bring down, so, you know, Thursday morning we'll be there early so we can get everybody's radios programmed to the right channel that we will be running. I think, were you going to bring a radio that's not been programmed, that's on the old program?
The Bofang?
One of your old Bofangs. We will have, Laura will have an old Bofang there, one of her Bofangs that's still on the old program. So if something happens, we can't get your program, you can still communicate with her, and she can communicate with me and the other tail gunner and that. So That way we don't, you know, we don't have any confusion or anybody getting lost, no panic. The riding down there will be, it's really pretty sandy in most areas. There are a little bit of kind of some slick rock in areas. So it's pretty easy riding for the most part. Very scenic, you know, bring cameras and that because you'll want to take some pictures. We're moving forward. At this point, we're moving forward with all future planned rides. We will be doing, getting the June ride, the event created and posted here in within the next week. There is going to be some change to that ride. It's currently listed as Daniels Summit to Stillwater Dam, I believe is what it's listed as. That's a 140-mile loop, which is too much for most people. We will be changing that. We'll probably start closer to Current Creek Reservoir area. As soon as I know the location of where we're going to stage from, we'll get the event created and we'll get it posted on the Facebook page and get it put on the website. Hopefully, we've kind of had some hiccups on getting things posted in both places. Hopefully we'll get that ironed out a little bit better so everything is posted in one area that you can all, you know, so everybody has access to the information. The July ride is currently on the Facebook page, but I don't believe we have it on the web. We will get that put on the website shortly if it's not there. So people, you know, you have the information to make reservations. Is it Templeview RV?
Temple Hill.
Temple Hill RV is where most of us will be staying that are going to be camping down there, and we'll stage right there. From there, we may. I understand that they have an issue with people that are not camping there or being in the park, so we can stage alongside the road. So don't worry about that. You know, we'll get that figured out to where everybody can meet. For those that are just, some people will come down for the day, others will be camping in motels or whatever. So we'll get that information there. The Ride for Life, we're currently moving forward with the Ride for Life. There is still some question as far as the hotel, what Nevada is going to allow, what they aren't going to allow. So, but for now, we're going to move forward as if it was any other year. If anything changes, we will make those changes as needs to be made. What's our September ride? I forget.
On the other side of
Joe's
Valley.
Oh, Joe's Valley.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, Joe's Valley will be the September ride. Tickaboo is Tickaboo is our October ride, and then November we're currently planning on doing Hardware Ranch. So, unless we have an early winter, we should be okay to do it. But for now, all rides unless something changes, and you just don't know. Things change pretty fast. I know most of our crowd, we're not dunes people, but for those that are, Little Sahara Sand Dunes are opening back up on Wednesday, the 13th. So, you know,
Life flight will be available.
that's going to be a good thing because it's going to take some pressure off from the trails that we normally ride. And right now, with the dunes being closed, everybody's out on the trails that we normally are. Cherry Creek, I've been there, and it was an absolute zoo as far as people there. Once we got out on the trail, we never seen another soul. We rode all day, and we passed like 2 other machines because they wouldn't get more than a mile away from their camp. They were afraid they're going to get lost. So they're used to the sand dunes, not the so that's, you know, that's a good thing for all involved. Get the dunes, you know, Moab is open. There's still camping restrictions in Moab, but the hotels are open. The trails are open if you want to go down and do day rides down there. So slowly but surely things are getting back to normal for us. Everybody needs to do their part. We have made a conscious effort to keep the Facebook page free of any of the stuff to do with, you know, I mean, I'd be the first one. If anybody looks at my page, they'll see I post some pretty sarcastic stuff to what's going on. It's my way of dealing with what's happening. It gives me a little stress relief. But we want to keep that off from the Facebook page. We want that to be someplace people can go and not have that every other post be something about that. I mean, we see enough of it on the news, we see enough of it on the mainstream news feed from Facebook. So we have made that a conscious effort to keep that off from our Facebook page, unless it has something strictly to do with something that affects our ride. If it's going to cancel a ride, or if we're letting people know jamborees, there have been jamborees that have been canceled due to this. The Kanab Jamboree's been canceled. The Fillmore Jamboree has been canceled. I believe the Beaver County ATV Jamboree's been canceled. So if it's something to do with that, you know, yeah, we're going to let you know about it. But other than that, we want to keep the Facebook page free of that, just so people have some place to go and not deal with it. There is an upcoming jamboree that still is planning on going forward, and that's the Outlaw Jamboree in Vernal. I forget the exact dates, but it's like the end of May, first part of June.
It's the weekend after Memorial Day.
It's the weekend after Memorial Day is when they'll hold that jamboree. So if you're looking to do a jamboree, if that's what you're interested in doing, that one is still going on. From what I have seen, the South 40 on Father's Day weekend is still going through with their Papa Bear poker run that weekend. They put on a great event. If it's something you want to attend, you know, by all means, you know, let's get out as much as we can. because these rural counties, rural towns have been hit really hard. They depend on so much on the tourism that is virtually stopped, and they're in a bad way. So, you know, start going out and camping. You know, go do your thing. Go ride these trails and that. When you go there, spend a little money in these towns. They need it. They need it in a bad way. I know there's a lot of the lower elevation trails on the Paiute that are currently open. The camping restrictions and that have been lifted for Carbon and Emery County. So the Swell is a good place to ride for a couple more weeks anyway before it gets too hot to really be comfortable. But if you're looking for places to camp, that's good. Tickaboo, down in that area. San Juan County, down around Blanding, I believe. I'm not sure about the camping restrictions in that area. So if you want to go down there, just contact them. They'll let you know what their current restrictions are. As I stated, Moab still has, Grand County still has camping restrictions in place. So hopefully they'll be updating that, I believe, on the 15th. So hopefully they'll start to lift their camping restrictions down there. And just opens up more area for all of us. So we're not all trying to ride the same trails. And just it puts too much pressure on these trails for all of us to be there. So the more of these places open up, the better off we're going to be. It's kind of a little different being here just looking at a camera and a few people rather than 50 people. It's
You want us to start making fun of you?
no.
Okay.
You can make faces.
You've been doing that. You know, we are monitoring this, so if anybody has any questions.
Everybody's saying louder. Everybody's saying louder.
Louder.
They're saying you
Louder?
should be louder.
Oh, sorry. Guess we should have brought the microphone. I'll try to be a little bit louder than normal. So, yeah, if anybody has any questions, feel free to you know, send a question. Randy's monitoring. So if anybody has any questions on anything, please let me know. So I'm just kind of winging this tonight. Yeah, we're trying to keep everybody informed as best as possible as we can. There have been some questions on the radio programming that I honestly can't answer because I don't do any of it. If you have questions, the best thing to do would be to email Randy, and maybe he can answer them for you and walk you through. I don't understand it. I know how to turn the radio on and set the channel I want. That's about it. So if you have any questions on programming, for those of you that are wanting to program your own, Randy or Bill Zumwalt could help you with that. And again, you know, you can send your questions to me, but it's going to be secondhand information. So.
I'm sure you congratulate Bill Zumwalt on his new nickname.
You do something stupid, you get.
Yeah, we, as always happens with this group, if you make a mistake, if you do something out on the trail, yeah, you're going to get a nickname or you're going to get razzed about it. A few of us went on a ride a couple weeks ago. We did 5 mile to Eureka, and going up the trail we run into some pretty deep snow, so we had to turn around and come back down, and it was in a pretty steep area, And Alyssa wasn't really comfortable with trying to turn her bike around there, so Bill Zumwalt offered to do it for her. And, you know, I'm not making fun of Bill, because trust me, this can happen to anybody. I've seen it happen before. As he was backing up, one tire hit a rock and it caused the handlebars to snap around, and his knee hit the throttle, and he was instantly full throttle. It flipped, the machine flipped over, run over the top of him, and went down an embankment probably about 75 feet down the embankment. We had to winch Alyssa's machine back up. The scary part about the whole situation is Bill was not wearing a helmet because he was in a side-by-side, and so the opportunity for injury there was, it was right there. It could have happened. Fortunately, he just ended up with a few scrapes and that, but he also ended up with a new nickname. So Bill Zumwalt is now Full Throttle.
There's a GoFundMe started for Alyssa.
Yes, please, I need a new machine, possibly.
So, yeah, you
But Bill's
know,
okay, so that's what matters.
and again, this isn't the first time I've seen that happen. It can happen to anybody. Fortunately, like I said, nobody was seriously hurt. The machine's not in such good shape.
Go fund me.
So,
But Bill's okay, so.
but yeah,
like I
so
said,
next time everybody sees Bill, make sure you call him Full Throttle. We did have a good ride that day. It was a fun time. We would like to have been able to invite everybody out, but again, you know, trying to keep it to 10 to 20 people and under, you know, we just couldn't do it. So we apologize. Don't, you know, what we want to see people doing is getting out in small groups and that. And again, we will do the rides. We're hoping to keep it around 20 people. If we're a little bit more than that out on the trail, so be it. We're in our machines. We're not on top of each other. I'm not that concerned. When we are hanging around camp, again, you know, we'll spread out, so we're not sitting right on top of each other and that. But it doesn't mean we can't enjoy everybody's company, because this has really been a drag for us. It's we've missed everybody. We've missed the rides. I was just really disappointed when the Moab ride got canceled 2 days before when they closed it down. But at that point, there was not a lot I could do as far as trying to change the area and everything. And so we're going to be very happy to see everybody back out on the trails and on the rides. So again, don't worry about your radios not being programmed. We can manually program a frequency in when we're down there.
Let me remind everybody, sorry for the audio problems, but this is a trial run.
Yeah. And sorry for the audio issues with me. I'm not a loud person until I am, and then you don't want to be around me when I am. This is a trial run. We're trying to get it so we can make it, you know. There will be the recording on the YouTube, hopefully tomorrow, Wednesday, probably at the latest. We tried the Facebook Live so, you know, people could join in a little bit and ask questions. It's all trial and error for us right now. We were going to try to do a Zoom type meeting we run a test run on it the other night, and that didn't go so swell. So none of us are familiar enough with it. So hopefully by next month we can have people here, but we're also going to expand to do the, either the Facebook Live or the Zoom. So those that can't be here or are uncomfortable with being here can still participate in the meetings. It's just something new for all of us, and we're working through it as best we can. It's again just the board meetings have been done by teleconference, and that's a little bit something that's been different for us, because it's much easier when we're all together to go over issues and that. So, and if anybody out there has any concerns, any thoughts, please email or message any one of us. If there's something you want to see that you think we could do better as far as getting information to you, let us know, because we're in the same boat as you, and I know there are some people within the group that are very familiar with the Zoom meetings, and so hopefully we can get somebody to help us out and get that set up better for next month.
Let them know they can still give their comments at the end of the video on this video, so we'll still receive them.
Yeah. When the video's done, please leave comments. Let us know what we need to change, because again, it's all new ground. It's new territory for us. We're just trying to do the best we can, and we don't, we're not the know-it-alls. So
We just ran into needs.
so if there's something, if you're willing to help out with something, please let us, reach out to us.
I'm just stretching.
Just sleeping over there. Okay. Do we have any questions come across or anything?
We did, but they've been answered.
Okay.
Randy and Laura and Alyssa have been responding to everybody.
It was the one about the Hills for Heroes, is that?
That one got answered too.
Yeah.
We're not going to decide till after
Yeah, Randy.
Memorial Day.
Tell everybody we're going to do the
barbecue Saturday.
No,
The
we're
ride
gonna-
raffle.
Yeah, the raffle, and
Yeah.
we'll have tickets there.
What is it gonna be?
Same thing we've done for the last 2 months.
Yeah.
Okay, what?
The heated.
Go ahead on that one, and then I have another.
Oh, lunchbox.
Okay.
I was just gonna have Steve here.
We still have the raffle prize was supposed to be for the Moab ride. We will be doing that, giving that away.
Reservations for the ride.
It's the 12-volt heated lunchbox. We will have that at the Kanab ride. We will have tickets if you're interested in purchasing tickets for the raffle. And again, the raffles now, the money goes directly, will be going to Make-A-Wish and not into the club. So, support them when you can, if you want. So we will have the ride raffle from the Moab ride will now be the Kanab raffle.
Randy Hall wants to know if there are any land issues we need to know about.
Currently, somebody's asked if there's any land issues to be aware of. Right now, there is nothing that I know of that is hot. I know they had some question. They were redoing the BLM travel management plan, but I think as of right now, all input has been closed down on that. So I don't think there's anything currently out there. I'll have to check and see if there is. we had to, we did have to shut down our project out at Knowles that we had planned. I will be reaching out to Roxanne T, my BLM contact, to see when we can possibly reschedule that. I don't know if they're, you know, it was shut down because the BLM shut down all volunteer projects, so I don't know if they're starting to open that back up yet or if it's still shut down. So I'll try to find out on that and let everybody know when we can reschedule that project. And I do know that that Wasatch Mountain State Park was rerouting a trail, and I know they were looking for volunteers on that. I don't know if that's been shut down, so we'll contact Tracy at Wasatch Mountain State Park to see if they still are ready to take volunteers on, or if they want to wait on that. We'll get that information out to everybody. Oh yeah, I want to thank everybody that recently gave donations for the Make-A-Wish in Daniel Dudley's name. That was kind of a shock for us to see that come across with his little girl. We had absolutely no idea. He was very appreciative that the club did that to help him with that. Considering what we do with the Ride for Life and that, and some of the other projects, he was very appreciative of that. And so thank you all that were able to help and donate for him to reach their goal. That was pretty cool. So we've had a lot of new members get signed up. We apologize that we have not got people's membership cards sent out and such. We're kind of working through this, and we'll try to get everybody's current membership cards. If you have not received them, we'll try to get this taken care of.
Tell them to contact me.
If you have not received a membership card, contact Alyssa Carlson, and she'll get your cards taken care of. For those that are brand new to the club, welcome. We apologize that it's been such a trying time. Hopefully things will start to smooth out, move forward a little bit, so you can come and meet everybody and do the rides with everybody. We do have a really good group of people, and we've missed everybody. It's been as hard on us as it has been on everybody else to not do the rides, not do the meetings. So we look forward to riding with everybody and meeting all the new members. And again, if the ride in Kanab, make sure that you are aware that the original staging area has changed. Rather than staging at Elephant Cove, because they currently have camping restrictions there, we're going to stay at Clay's Flat. To get there, it's very easy when you turn off from Highway 89 coming out of Mount Carmel Junction. You'll come to the top of the hill. You're going to see a sign that says Coral Peak Sand Dunes State Park on your right. Turn there, turn towards the park. You're only going to go about a mile, maybe mile and a half down that road, and there's a big, you'll see a turnoff, there's a big open meadow there where we'll all be parked. A bunch of us will be camped there. That's where we'll be staging out of. It's very easy to find, so
We'll be flying flags.
we'll all have our club flags flying and that. 10 o'clock sharp, be there ready to ride so we can get out and get on the trail. Most people should be able to do this on 1 tank of fuel. I don't, go ahead and bring some extra fuel if you want, in case anybody does need some. I always have an extra 3 gallons with me. But you should be able to do this on 1 tank of fuel on both days. I would venture a guess you're going to be somewhere around 70 to 80 miles on each day. Bring sunscreen, bring hats. It is going to be, temperatures are supposed to be upper 70s, possibly low 80s. So make sure you're prepared for that weather. If you are staying down there and camping at night, it will get chilly when that sun goes down there at night. The elevation is fairly high there still. So it does cool off there quite cool in the evening. So we got any other
Somebody wants
questions?
to know how early people are going to be there on Thursday.
I'm going to be leaving somewhere around 9:30, between 9 and 9:30 on Thursday morning from here. By the time, if I stop for lunch and everything, it should put me down there somewhere between 3 and 4 o'clock in the afternoon. For those pulling big trailers, my recommendation is to go down, to get off from I-15 in Nephi, go down through Salina, take I-70 over to the 89 junction, headed down to Marysville and Kanab. It's a much easier pull. There's no big hills that you have to pull that way. For those that are pulling smaller ATV trailers or just bringing your machine down in a truck, staying in the motels, you can take I-15. Probably the best way to go is take I-15 down and then take Highway 20 across to 89 just north of Panguitch, and then take 89 down the rest of the way. That's the most direct route that you have to get there. You could go all the way to St. George and come around, but it's going to add miles onto your trip. Well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Hopefully this goes a little bit better next month, and hopefully we can actually, more of us meet in person next month. As this moves forward, I understand on the 15th they're going to reevaluate and see if they can, open it up to more people, larger groups. So thank you for your patience and your understanding. Do we have another question, or is that just so?
Just comment.
Okay. And again, leave your comments and stuff on there so we can look at them. We can see what we need to address, what we can do better. Hopefully next month we'll have some better information for you that on different subjects and that. So, also one thing, if you are coming down to the Kanab ride and you have a phone or a tablet, if you want to download the Avenza Maps app, then you can go to the BLM website. You can probably even go into the Avenza Map store and and type in Kanab on the event, and there is a free map that you can download and you can have it there. You can use it just like your GPS. While you're down there, you can track it. For those of you that want to go back and ride, you can track your tracks on there, and, you know, record your tracks. So it's a great map. It's well marked. The trails down there are well marked, well numbered, and that. So I encourage people to go down. It's a wonderful place to ride. We won't even begin to scratch the surface of the area that there is to ride down there this week. So, you know, if you're interested in doing that, you know, download it before you get there, and then you can see where you're at there at all times. So, again, thank you everybody for tuning in and watching, and hope you're all in good health and good spirits. And we look forward to seeing you here, if not this weekend, hopefully at the next monthly meeting. So have a good night, everybody.